The legend of the Shen Long Ferrari, a race through time, in the heart of Shanghai, atop the towering Hao Thian skyscraper, Chinese billionaire Lai Hao Thian sat in his office on a frigid winter evening in 2024. The city's skyline glittered below, but his mind was elsewhere, consumed by a vision that had haunted him for weeks. In a dream, a colossal dragon wreathed in crimson smoke had whispered to him, promising that he could alter fate if he found the jade of Shen Long and placed it within a perfect machine. Lai Hao Thian, a man whose tech empire, Hao Thian Corporation, dominated artificial intelligence and renewable energy, was not one to ignore such omens. For years, he had been tormented by the death of his younger sister, Lai Qiuvan, who perished in a tragic car accident in 2005. The loss had shattered his family and left him with a gnawing guilt that fueled his obsession, to defy time itself and bring her back. Lai Hao Thian had spent billions tracking down the jade of Shen Long, a mythical artifact from the Tang dynasty said to hold the power of time. After a relentless search, he acquired it at a clandestine auction in Switzerland, its emerald surface shimmering with an otherworldly glow. But the jade required a vessel, a machine so extraordinary it could harness its ancient magic. With his passion for cars and limitless resources, Lai Hao Thian turned to Ferrari, commissioning the creation of the largest, most powerful vehicle the world had ever seen, the Shen Long Ferrari. Ferrari, though initially hesitant about the bizarre request, couldn't refuse the astronomical sum he offered. To ensure absolute secrecy, the car wouldn't be built at their main factory in Maranello. Instead, it would be constructed in a hidden underground facility deep within Italy's Apennine Mountains, a former military base from World War II. The underground factory was a labyrinth of steel and concrete, its endless corridors lit by cold LED lights. Hundreds of engineers and workers, bound by strict confidentiality agreements, toiled in near isolation from the outside world. They knew only that they were building something extraordinary for a wealthy client, but the true purpose of the Shen Long Ferrari remained a mystery. The car was unlike anything ever created, standing over 10 meters tall and stretching 30 meters long. It was a titan of engineering. Its V12 engine, the largest ever built, was paired with a custom energy reactor developed by Hao Thian Corporation. The body, crafted from titanium alloy and carbon fiber, was painted a deep, blood-red hue, with a golden dragon emblem coiling along its sides. At the heart of the engine sat the jade of Shen Long, encased in a bulletproof glass chamber, wired directly into the reactor. As the assembly progressed, strange occurrences began to unsettle the workers. Some claimed to hear whispers emanating from the engine, even when no one was nearby. Marco Rossi, the lead engineer, swore he saw the shadow of a dragon flicker across the factory walls late one night. Others noticed time itself seemed to slow when they worked near the jade, their watches lagging behind the clocks on the walls. Fear rippled through the team, but the penalties for abandoning the project were severe. And so they pressed on. After 18 grueling months, the Shen Long Ferrari was complete, a mechanical behemoth resting on a massive steel platform, ready for transport. No road on the surface could accommodate its size, so Lai Hao Thian had planned for a special ship to carry it to China. The Hao Long, a 400-meter-long super freighter, awaited at the port of Genoa, Italy. Equipped with state-of-the-art security, armed guards, drones, and surveillance systems, it was designed to transport colossal cargo. The Shen Long Ferrari, draped in a massive tarp, was loaded onto the ship, its sheer size drawing gasps from onlookers at the port. Whispers spread among the locals that the ship was carrying a steel monster, and rumors of its mystical power began to take root. The journey from Italy to China would take 30 days, crossing the Mediterranean, the Suez Canal, and the Indian Ocean. But the voyage was far from smooth. On the 15th night, as the Hao Long sailed through the Indian Ocean, a sudden storm erupted. Waves towered dozens of meters high, crashing against the ship, while lightning illuminated the pitch-black sky. Amid the chaos, the jade of Shen Long began to glow, casting an eerie blue light that pierced through the tarp covering the car. Captain Tran Vin Loy, a seasoned mariner, felt a chill run down his spine as he witnessed the glow. He ordered the crew to inspect the cargo, but as they approached, a deep, guttural roar erupted from the engine, as if a beast were awakening. A young sailor, trembling with fear, reached out to touch the jade, only to be thrown back by an invisible force, collapsing unconscious on the deck. At that moment, a new threat emerged. A group of modern pirates, armed with advanced weaponry and hired by a rival of Lai Hao Thien, had tracked the How Long. Under the cover of the storm, they attacked, their speedboat circling the freighter as they opened fire with machine guns and grenades. The crew fought back, but the pirates were closing in on the cargo. Just as they boarded the ship, the jade of Shen Long flared brighter, and a massive dragon silhouette appeared in the sky, its roar shaking the heavens. The pirates, gripped by terror, fled into the night, their boats vanishing into the storm. The How Long survived, but the crew was now convinced that the Shen Long Ferrari was no ordinary machine, it was a vessel of divine power. The ship finally docked in Shanghai, and the Shen Long Ferrari was transported by a convoy of specialized trucks to the Gobi Desert, where Lai Hao Thien had constructed a secret 50-kilometer racetrack. Surrounded by observation posts and high-tech security, the desolate expanse of the Gobi was the perfect place to test a machine of this magnitude without prying eyes. The night before the test, Lai Hao Thien stood before the car, his eyes burning with determination. This wasn't just a test of speed, it was his chance to activate the jade's power and travel back to 2005. The day Tu Van died. The guilt of failing to save her had haunted him for 2 decades, and he believed the Shen Long Ferrari was his key to redemption. The test run began at midnight under a full moon, its silver light casting an ethereal glow over the desert. Lai Hao Thien took the driver's seat, with Marco Rossi beside him, having flown from Italy to oversee the trial. As the engine roared to life, the ground trembled, and the jade of Shen Long glowed with blinding intensity. The Shen Long Ferrari surged forward, reaching 500 kilometers per hour in mere seconds, its thunderous growl echoing across the desert. But as it hit its maximum speed, a shimmering blue portal opened ahead, and the car was sucked into a vortex of light. Lai Hao Thien and Marco found themselves in a surreal dimension where time and space intertwined. Suddenly, they were in Shanghai, 2005, on the day of Tu Van's accident. Lai Hao Thien saw his sister, still alive, crossing the street. He leapt from the car, desperate to stop her, but each action he took triggered unforeseen ripples in time. In this new reality, Tu Van survived, but Lai Hao Thien himself ceased to exist. In that strange dimension, a colossal dragon materialized, its scales glinting like jade, its eyes blazing red. It introduced itself as Shen Long, the spirit of time, and it was furious. The dragon declared that the jade could only be wielded by a pure heart, and Lai Hao Thien's obsession and selfishness made him unworthy. Shen Long issued a challenge: Lai Hao Thien must race it through 3 realms of spacetime to repair the damage he had caused. Failure would trap him in an eternal time loop. The race began, pitting the Shen Long Ferrari against the dragon on impossible tracks, a path through Tang Dynasty flower fields, a futuristic city with floating skyscrapers, and a timeless desert where the laws of physics ceased to exist. Throughout the race, Lai Hao Thien reflected on his actions. He recalled Tu Van's last words: "Brother, I just want you to be happy." He realized that saving her wasn't the answer, she had wanted him to live fully, unburdened by the past. In the final leg of the race, he made a choice. He stopped the car, removed the jade of Shen Long from the engine, and offered it back to the dragon. Shen Long, sensing the change in his heart, agreed to return him and Marco to their own time. Before vanishing, the dragon left a prophecy: the Shen Long Ferrari will become a legend, but its power will awaken again when the time is ripe. Back in the Gobi Desert, Lai Hao Thien gazed at the Shen Long Ferrari under the moonlight, feeling a peace he hadn't known in 20 years. He decided to abandon his personal quest, transforming the car into a symbol of hope. It was placed in the Hao Thien Museum, where millions came to marvel at it and hear the tale of the machine that had opened the gates of time. But on a full moon night in 2026, a blue light flared from the engine once more, and a roar shook the museum. The legend, as the dragon had foretold, was far from over.